I'm Nate Hodges with your Pro Football Focus Fantasy Slant. College Pro Days are in full swing as teams and players alike prepare for May 8th's draft. Let's start with three quarterbacks looking to separate themselves within their tier. Teddy Bridgewater hopes to be the top quarterback taken in this year's draft. He measured in at 6'2", 208 pounds at Louisville's Pro Day. That's 6 pounds lighter than he was at the NFL Combine, which is a little concerning for a player who hopes to add weight at the next level. Bridgewater finally did run the 40 and posted a solid time of 4.78. He did throw a few wobbly balls, was inaccurate at times, and his receivers dropped some passes during the throwing portion, but I wouldn't get too wrapped up in that. I still think Bridgewater's the most pro-ready quarterback in this year's class. There were 6 NFL head coaches in attendance to watch Teddy throw. The Texans, Jaguars, Eagles, Raiders, Vikings, and Titans had their head man in attendance. Another quarterback looking to move up the board is Alabama's A.J. McCarron. McCarron is the prototypical size, 6'3", 220 pounds. He looked great on the short and intermediate throws at Alabama's Pro Day, but then you see the lack of arm strength as he tries to push the ball down the field. I think McCarron still projects best as a career backup in the NFL. A late-round project type is Brett Smith out of Wyoming. Smith was snubbed by the Combine and was atop most people's Combine snub list. He measured in at 6'1" 3/4 and ran a very impressive 4.51 in the 40. He also broad jumped 128 inches, showing his very good athletic ability. He was solid in the throwing portion as well, but I still think he projects as a late round pick or an undrafted free agent. The most important position in the NFL is quarterback, but ranking right up there is getting pressure on those quarterbacks. 3 rush linebackers have had outstanding college pro days. Khalil Mack out of Buffalo improved his 40-yard dash from the Combine down to a 4.55. Mack really is an impressive all-around rush linebacker out of Buffalo. He's shown on film that he can rush the passer and drop in coverage. He's making a push to be the number 1 overall selection, mainly because he fits the Texans' defensive scheme so well. Anthony Barr is very similar. He's also a 3-4 rush linebacker and posted a blazing 4.44 at UCLA's Pro Day. Although I think that time will be taken with a little grain of salt. It seems a lot of UCLA's players were running very fast 40 times at their Pro Day. I think most scouts will lean on the 4.66 Barr ran at the NFL Combine. However, I still think Barr goes in the first round of this year's draft. Dee Ford played 4-3 defensive end at Auburn and terrorized SEC quarterbacks. He measured in at 6'2", 244 at his Auburn Pro Day and ran a very solid 40 time in the 4.5s. He could be another 3-4 rush linebacker at the NFL level that goes in the first round. For IDP fantasy football, though, your linebacker values are going to be C.J. Mosley out of Alabama and Ryan Shazier out of Ohio State. Mosley finally ran the 40 at his Pro Day and posted a solid time in the 4.6s. He decided not to run at the Combine, citing a sore knee and hip. The one tick on Mosley's profile is that he does have an extensive injury history. Shazier is very, very athletic and projects best as a weak side outside linebacker at the next level. He ran in the low 4.4s at his Ohio State Pro Day and could be an incredible chase and tackle IDP stud at the next level and for your IDP fantasy football team. Let's finish up back on the offensive side of the ball. The one player who's wowed at the Combine and at his Pro Day is Clemson's Sammy Watkins. There were 31 scouts in attendance, and I've been told that he was extremely impressive running routes, catching the ball away from his body, and showcasing his blazing speed and agility at Clemson's Pro Day. Watkins is sure to be the number 1 wide receiver off the board. He'll have immense Dynasty League rookie draft value and even could be selected fairly high in redraft leagues pending his team fit. For the Pro Football Focus Fantasy Slant, I'm Nate Hodges.